Today in Mimi's Corner, I have my first guest. Her name is Shateek. And we're going to get down to it. You see her smiling. I'm so happy to have her. And Teek, just tell us a little bit about you, where you from, and all that jazz. And I'm about to burn my Lana Lux. Summer passion fruit.
Really good. That smells really good. Hopefully I can get one.
Oh, I'm going to get you
But
one.
anyway. My name is Shateek. I'm from Brooklyn. Always been from Brooklyn. Yeah, that's how I went to Queens. Always Brooklyn.
And where in Brooklyn are you from? Because you know people from Brooklyn be like, I'm from Brooklyn, Flatbush, Canarsie,
I read Tompkins and Brownsville.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
So I am really excited to sit down and talk to her today because I speak to her all the time. And a lot of times when we have our discussion, she just goes. And I'm like, girl, you are entertaining. And this is a real conversation. So would you mind coming to sit down with me in Mimi's Corner so that we can talk about some of these things? And I said, girl, is there anything that I can't talk about? She said, no, I'm talk. So let's jump right in. So let's talk a little bit about your upbringing. What was your childhood like?
Oh, my childhood was great. I enjoyed my childhood. I had no problems. I got whatever I wanted.
Clearly.
I did whatever I wanted to do. But I'm not a bad girl. I went to Catholic school from kindergarten to 4th grade. Then 5th grade, I went to public school. And then I went with the kids that I was actually growing up with. But they always went to public school. I didn't. So, and then I went to school 59 for 5th grade. And then on First Street to the other side, IS 33. For what's that? I think 6 to 8. And then I went to Sarah J. L. But, I was daddy's little girl. I enjoyed my life then and now. Yeah.
So speaking of being daddy's little girl, what is one of your most fondest memories of your father?
My father was funny. He was annoying when I got older. But just when some where you going? Don't go. And I realized later it's just he was scared. He don't want nobody bothering his daughter, but he was always funny. Again, he gave me whatever I want. If I asked for it, I'm gonna get it. And it was not, I didn't ask for nothing crazy, But, yeah.
Okay. How many siblings do you have?
My father had 4 children. My mother, whom he was married to, had 2.
Okay.
So it was a sister before me when he wasn't married. And then me and my mother, my mother had me and my sister.
Mm-hmm.
And then my father had another child.
So when you say you had another child, was the other child after your parents broke up? Or was the child after,
Yeah. My mother and father never broke up, ever.
Oh.
Never. Okay. They was together forever. Ever. They had their first kid at me at 20. So they were together at teenage, it was young.
Mm-hmm.
And they only not together now because my father passed away. So they never.
So
the child was
the child was an outside child. Okay. So in our communities, when you hear about family, your parents were married. So a lot of times when there's an outside child that comes in, there's something that happens to the whole entire family. Do you know at what point did you find out about your younger sister? And what, did it have a negative impact on your relationship between your father? Did you still have that same daddy's little girl relationship, or did it taint the relationship?
Well, it didn't taint the relationship. I actually found out because I just had a baby myself. I had a baby in March. And I'm in the house, the phone rang, I answered the phone, and the person on the other line was like, oh yeah, she just had the baby, whatever she said, and hung up. So, oh yeah, I'm mad.
So who did they call?
They called my mother and father. So I'm mad because who that was for? You meant to reach me? So now, Mario got another baby somewhere?
So you thinking it's your son's father,
right,
a little girl?
Right. And then if that ain't the case, you just disrespected my mother. Oh yeah, somebody gotta get punched in the face. What's this? So I'm mad. Mm-hmm. Ma, I gotta tell her, which is that? She like, huh? What? So my mother late worked. like the night shift. So she was always sleeping in the day. So what happened in the day, I gotta wake her up. So you know she gotta come to like, what you talking about? I'm telling her because I'm mad. Who this? What's going on? And she's like, I don't know, to just like wait. And that was that for the most part. And then, I mean, I don't remember everything from there, but she had to do, find out whatever, and he had.
So you have your son born in March and your sister was born in
August.
Mm-hmm. So uncle, niece,
Mm-hmm.
well, uncle, auntie,
Right.
well, not,
Nephew,
auntie,
yeah,
same
nephew,
year. So did you meet your sister right away? When you got that phone call, what did you say to your dad?
I didn't say anything. And my mother said, she was like, yeah, see, I'm a good girl. I'm on my business. If I came to you and you said it, I'm on my business.
So you never questioned him?
No. It wasn't my place to question. It wasn't my place to question. That's how I felt. That's grown folk business. I just want to know who that was on the phone that disrespected my mother. Because you shouldn't even told me that. You should have checked and made sure who you needed to speak to. So yeah, I'm gonna punch somebody in the face.
She said she would have punched somebody in
Yeah,
the
that's
face.
just what I had.
And naturally.
Yeah, that's just what I had. So like when my cousin found out or whatever, because the lineup would be me and my cousin, her mother, and me. That was one of my favorite parts.
Mm-hmm.
Until this day, she's the only one that never crossed me, ever.
Mm-hmm.
So she's been born past me for like 20 years. Today, she is the best, the only the best.
Mm-hmm.
But what would happen is my mother would tell her, or what happened, my aunt was married to my father's brother. So long story short, me and my cousin always gonna find something out.
Right.
What you heard today? What you? Not even today, but
So y'all was raised like sisters.
Something going on. And as soon as that happened, I called her. Like, look what just happened. She said, what? So I would ear the senses to the street
So find out what you hear her
to
mother
see
say.
what is that about.
So being that you never questioned your dad about the situation, so anytime your baby's fresh,
Yeah.
so your focus is being a mom. At what point were you curious to know if this was true? If that was true, like if this child really belongs to your dad?
Oh, once it was, because well,
Because it
once
wasn't
it was
confirmed.
said, it was just true. I didn't never. Again, to me, that's grown. I'm not going into that. I don't know what y'all doing. I was never into what the grown folks are doing. You know, like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like me as a kid, I watched. I would be quiet. I would dare be a kid and they're like this. Everybody short talk. You there come? You okay? I was just like that. Why? But being that way, I was able to see a lot of things. Like I could read people in a sense. I can, I'm pretty good at body language in a sense. Like I can't say what this means or that. But somebody who are like, I can read a little bit. I didn't see my sister until, I didn't hit my sister up until maybe 3 years.
So you knew she existed.
Yeah, I knew she existed.
So you had no relationship with her.
No.
So when did you start the relationship? You say 3 years ago. Was that when your father had passed away?
No, my father hadn't passed away.
Okay, so y'all developed. How was she when she found out like somebody?
Well, she knew. She already
was she
knew.
apprehensive about you reaching out? Was she excited?
I hit her through, I DM'd her, like, this is your sister, my name, my number, and give me a call if you need. And then she called me. Go back first. She knew we all existed. Because at one time, I done had 2 kids now, and we had moved to Queens. So, the grown folks had it where for her to meet her family.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning her nephew, her niece, her other sister. I think one of my nieces went. I'm not sure. But I know a couple of them went. I couldn't go because somebody still got punched in the face.
You heard her? She was still upset about it, so she said somebody was gonna punch her in the face.
Somebody still getting punched in the face. And so my son and my daughter is 3 years apart. And my second child. My third is 4 years apart. So you figure I didn't have a third child yet. So you figure my daughter was probably 3 and my son was probably 6.
So your children met their aunt?
Yeah.
Okay. So did you ever have the conversation with your dad? Even though you say you were staying out of a child's space. So even when to go, you didn't ask?
I had an older sister. I had an older sister that we used to play together all the time. Like on the weekends, we would go to grandma's house. And I would see her all the time.
So this is the sister that came before?
Before me.
Okay. Your parents were married?
My parents wasn't married.
Okay. So that's what I'm saying. She came before your parents were together.
Yes.
So that relationship was healthy because...
Yeah.
All right.
And we would see each other all the time.
With your younger sibling, you said she's the same age as your oldest child. When they met each other, did you ever ask her, after just seeing them that one time, did she want to see them again?
No, I didn't see her.
I know you didn't.
Oh, well, the kids.
Yes.
Oh, so like, when the kids came home, they like, Ma. So, it seems strange because...
They don't know.
Yeah, so you figure my son is like 6. I'll give him 7 top when he's 6. And he like, she said, I got to call her auntie. He's looking at that strange
like,
because it's a little girl. Right. And me, I'm like, you're not going to nobody nothing. You want to call her that? No. So you don't have to.
She said, I got to call you.
That's what they told me. Yeah. I remember that.
Okay. What was the relationship like? Let's go back to 3 years ago. How did she receive you reaching out to her? Was she open to it?
My opinion, you would have to ask her, but my opinion, she received me well. Yeah. Like I said.
How did your mother feel about you? Did you tell your mother you were doing?
No, I didn't tell her what I'm doing. I do not.
How do you think she, eventually, did you tell her that you reached out?
No, but again, it ain't a secret. So I told my cousin, I'm going to go. I actually told my cousin I'm going to. No, I didn't tell her. I told her after the fact that I sent her that I DM'd her. And my cousin said, really? That's big. Because my cousin used to always say, see, go find her, just go talk to her. I said, no, it's none of my business. That's how I always felt. It's not my business.
So you didn't want the relationship?
It wasn't so much I didn't want the relationship, but there is none. Because the grown folk never made one. So I don't know what grown folk doing. I don't have nothing to do with that. And that's just was my stance. I don't have anything to do with that. So why am I going around the grown folks to reach out to her? And I'm young, I'm a kid. No. I never, no.
So she was open to having a conversation with you through,
well,
DM.
I just simply said, hello, I'm your sister. Gave her my name, my number, and a few others.
So 3 years ago, that was during the pandemic. So this is around the time when everything was shut down.
Pretty much.
So did you meet up with her just by yourself? How was the first?
First conversation on the phone was like an hour or so. And basically, okay, so what made me now say, I have a responsibility is because, one, I just always kept hearing a pattern of people like, oh, where was my mother? Why my mother left me? Or why my father left me? Or why? They always questioned me. But, again, I always only knew of mother or father, not a man. So, the very reason was actually the next day I heard the story of a then friend telling me her life, and I grew up with her. I didn't know this to be her life. So I'm like...
Were those the feelings that she had about her upbringing that
she was telling me about her upbringing, and so basically she didn't know she didn't find out she was adopted until like mad years, like almost going like a late teenager, and like I don't know her exact age, but she did not know she was adopted. Now, see, the kids, you can do anything. She's Puerto Rican. You can clearly look at her. She's Puerto Rican. And we always called her Puerto Rican. But, of course, her mother and father is black, so she's not Puerto Rican, right? But her sisters were dark, and she's Puerto Rican looking. But if she said no, then it's no, but we would tease her. Here, all the way down to her butt. She always wore a ponytail. Ponytail was like this thick, and the back of her here, the baby here, my baby here touched on it. Like, but we just always, that's why we always call her Puerto Rican.
Her features, it lets you know, like, oh, you're part of that family, but we don't know.
We just called her Puerto Rican anyway, but she would always say, I'm not Puerto Rican. You know, or her family was dark skinned. And they're not Puerto Rican. Not because they're dark skinned, but they wasn't Puerto Rican. But they African Americans, whatever.
So when she shared with you that she found out she was adopted as a child, was it the pain that she shared with you that made you say, now I need to reach out to my sister because I don't want her to have those same feelings?
Yeah. Because now what my friend is telling me is making me understand a lot of things that I didn't understand about her. Like how she moved. She moved fabulous in a sense, right? She's successful, great job, and she, you know, whatever. Moved to Atlanta, came back here, just moved back, you know, whatever. She's doing everything great. But now when I'm hearing her story, I'm like, oh, that's why she did this. You know, like that. So when she really finally told me about her being, so like when she found her mother, so okay, this is what happened, how she found her mother. She was messing with a guy, and the guy was like, oh, you look like my homegirl. She said, me? And because she didn't look like none of her sisters and brothers, but one sister that she lived with, come to find out, she was adopted too. And the funny thing, 3 of them was adopted, but the little girl and the boy, they got the same mother. I don't know about father, but in the story, I don't know, but they got the same mother. She didn't have the same mother, but she looked like the little girl because they were light skinned. But anyway, she goes. So
they were adopted like as a family into that family?
Yeah, they was adopted as babies.
Okay.
That's why they don't know nothing different.
Okay. So
that's why, you know. So the guy, she's her friend, and he's like, you look like my homegirl. And he said, yeah, I gotta meet up. And one time she went around to see him, he's like, wait, think of my homegirl. She said when the girl came to her, it was her face on the girl's face. So that made her feel bad. And then, of course, whatever. I don't really know all of that, but they were sisters. And then that sister went to her mother, like, I found out. So you know, the conversation this and that. And she still don't know. But they came to the house to find her, to see her. She don't know. She happened to come home, and her mother like, oh, you telling my business? She like, bitch, what you doing? They jack her up, thinking she running her mouth. She don't know what they talking about. Come to find out, the girl she saw was her sister. So the sister went and got the mother, and they came.
So look for her.
Because, you know, they got the mutual friends. Yeah. So I was like, where she live at? What's this? However, I'm just hearing the story. So that's what happened. She is like, oh my God, I get to meet my mother. So now she, like, throughout time, she's telling me stories of how she lived. I didn't know she got beat up or, like, abusive because she was light skinned, so you ain't really see it. You know, you're going to see something. You didn't see that. Anyway, she thought she saw her mother. She's coming to meet her mother. Her mother is sitting on a bench. Her mother's sitting like, and as she's coming close to her mother, I don't care, I ain't got nothing to explain to nothing, I ain't apologizing for nothing. So as she's coming to her mother with this fantasy, like,
I'm so excited.
Yeah. And then she realizes what her mother is saying, it's like, so it's knocking her down. And she's looking at her mother like, while her mother is not so happy to see her. Why is she doing this? And when she set that up, and I see certain things with my friend, how she moved, and now I know, wow, we have trauma. And after she got off the phone with me the next day, I'm like, oh, I gotta find my sister. Because I keep hearing the same pattern of how people are. And what if that's happening to her? And in that hour talk, it was. Like, where my sisters? Why my sisters don't come get me? Why they don't play with me? Why they? My mother can't really tell her. My sister did tell me she met my mother. Her, my mother, and our father. You and my mother went out.
So you never knew about this.
So at this point, I'm the only one who never, ever. My father's siblings,
Everybody saw her.
mother,
protect you.
and father.
Do you think your father was trying to protect you from that because he didn't know how you were going to feel or react when you saw her?
He already knew somebody get punched in the face. It was nothing else to talk about. So he not. I didn't go, Daddy, I'm not going to punch somebody in the face anymore.
But
So,
to meet the sibling, it wasn't like you want to punch your sibling in the face.
girl, how I'm going to go see some sibling and your mother there, I'm going to punch your mother in the face? What we saying